on my classroom every year, which it turns out I do. But anyway, health savings account deduction, lots of stuff here if you have other stuff. You guys have none of this stuff, so we're going to close Schedule 1 and get out of there. Yes?
When it comes to deductions, is it just deductions off the tax on your income, or is it also like Social Security taxes as well?
Well,
So like the reason why I ask is because I get all my money back from my taxes because I make less than,
the standard deduction, yeah.
yeah, so,
You will not get that Social Security tax back, no.
okay.
The Social Security tax is going into that big pool of money that everybody gets for retirement and that you will get as well. So that's money that you will never get back no matter what, even if you are hitting underneath the line. That's just taken out. But all the stuff taken out for your taxes, you should completely get back. These are all adjustments to your taxes before we figure out what your taxes are. And my educator expenses, that's why it's on this side, is because they want to take that off of my total income before they figure out my taxes, which is really actually not a benefit to me. I'd much rather have, like, let's say I owe $5,000 in taxes. I'd love if they were like, actually, $250 less, thanks for being an educator. Oh, we appreciate you spending your own money. That's wonderful. But instead what they do is they say, like, let's say that I made $50,000, okay, this year. If I made $50,000, then they would say, hey, you know what? Forget about 250 of that. You only made $49,750 because you're an educator. Thank you very much. And then they figure out my taxes, which doesn't change it by much. So maybe I'd owe like $10 less in taxes than I would if they had just taken it off afterwards. So all this stuff is before your taxable income. All right, here we're adding all of these lines together. So we need to add together, so grab a calculator if you need one, $21,972 and our $315.26. What'd you guys get? We're adding together these two lines right here. You see how it says, if I look over here at these instructions, it says add lines 1Z and everything basically after it. So we're adding this down, which is that 21,000 and then also that $315. What'd you guys get?
22,287 and 26 cents.
All right. We didn't have any adjustments to our income from Schedule 1. I would have had because I was an educator, so right here I would subtract $250. And then we subtract line 10 from line 9. This is your adjusted gross income, which is exactly the same thing because we put nothing on line 10. Standard deduction or itemized deduction. If you're doing an itemized deduction, do you guys remember what the difference is there? Itemized deduction is when you've got all these receipts and you're like, I spent this on my farm and that on my farm and this on my farm and that on my farm and this on my farm, and my total things that I've spent this year add up to more than $12,950 to make my business work or make my life work. But most of us don't have that, so instead we're just going to take the single deduction, which is right over here on the side. It says $12,950, so you're going to write that in. Remember, that's how much they say it takes you to live. None of us in here have a business income deduction, so we're going to add lines 12 and 13, which means that we're just adding this $12,000 with nothing. Now we're going to subtract line 14 from line 11. So we're going to start with that $22,287.26 and subtract $12,950. Did everybody get the same thing I did, that $9,337.26? Okay, so what is that number mean? Sam?
How much more you made,
The standard deduction, remember, standard deduction is what it takes you to live. So if you guys made under $12,950, that means at the bottom of this, it should say 0. I didn't make enough to pay taxes, and then on the next page, you would say, basically, here's how much they took out of my paycheck, I need all of it back now. Because I didn't even make $12,950. However, if you made more than that, like this person, you, okay, made $9,337.26 more than the standard deduction, so that's what the money you have to pay taxes on. So this right here, maybe let's all write it. Write it right here. This is what you are paying taxes on.